welcome to this Feeling Crafty tutorial. Today I'm going to share with you how to use the triple layer doily punch from Stampin' Up. It's a little bit different from some of our other punches, it's a little bit bigger than some of our other punches. So the first thing that you notice when you take it out of the wrapper is that it's much deeper. And that's because it can cut you three different shapes, from a solid one through to a more detailed one. And obviously because the mechanism to do that, it's quite a chunky punch. So the first thing you're going to need to do when you get your punch out of the wrapper is to open it up. So turn it over so you can see the cutting area, and you can see in there all the little different bits, but you'll also notice the locking and opening mechanism. Now the punch will only lock when it's at that position, and you will want to lock it back up again later because that makes it lovely and easy to store, because it'll either store flat like that or on its end so you can still see the images. Okay, so to unlock it, all we're going to do is push the lever towards open and the punch will spring into action. Okay, to use it, we're going to need to use it flat on our table like this because the mechanism, as I say, is so big, so it's a little bit stronger. Now, the first thing I want to do is punch the solid image, so I'm going to move the lever all the way across there. Take a scrap of card, and this is gorgeous Concord Crush card, one of my favourite colours, so there does tend to be some scraps of it around from time to time. And what you want to do to punch is just push down on the top like that, and you'll see I have this gorgeous shape punched out and ready to go. Now the other thing you may have noticed if you're very astute is the punch didn't close the whole way. Now let me see if I can show you without punching down. There we go. It will only shut that far with the first one, so you probably heard just one click. What we're going to do now is move it to the middle position, and you'll see it will close a little bit further when I punch this time. So let's give that a go. Let's put that to one side for a moment. Now if you listen very carefully, you will probably hear the punch click down twice as I punch. There we go. That then gives us this very pretty shape there. And then there's one more layer that we haven't punched, so we'll just do that one. So push it all the way over to that side, just move those out of the way. And let's pop a piece of card back in our punch. Now again, listen very carefully. I sound like Michelle of the Resistance. For those of you that know, hello, listen very carefully. I will say this only once, well I'm only going to punch it once. You should hear it go down 3 times, so are we ready? There we go. Oops, just move our card out. Now what you will notice, because of the force that the punch is having to put through the card to make this intricate shape, you will get some pitting on your card there. Don't worry, it doesn't mean your card is broken. But what you're left with is this really pretty doily punched out for you, ready to go. You're also left with all sorts of little bits like this, which I'm just going to sweep off. I promise you I'm not sweeping them on the floor. They are going to go in my rubbish bin, so just give me a second. There we go. Okay, so now you've punched out your shapes, we can just lock the punch up, put that to one side. Let's put it over there, there's a little bit more room. But what can you do with it? Well, obviously, each of these shapes make gorgeous little matting and layering and gorgeous little embellishments for your cards and scrapbook pages on their own. But what you can do is you can layer them up. So here I've layered up all 3 layers. And what I've done is I've done Concord Crush on the bottom, and then I've actually punched this one in the middle one in white, and then Concord Crush on the top. So you can see we get that very cute little flower in the middle in white. So that's ready to go, or you could add some bling, some pearls, whatever you wanted. But you don't have to stick to 2 colours. You could always make it 3. I'm just going to put another piece of Concord Crush underneath so you can see what I've done here. What I've done is I've used a white base, then I've used some Pool Party, one of the new in colours, absolutely gorgeous, in the middle there, and then Concord Crush on the top. But it doesn't stop there either. Now you can fold these, so what I've done with this one is you can fold it in half, and if you were to make 3 of them, you would have, let's put this on Concord Crush again, a gorgeous 3D item. Now I've done mine in white because I wanted it to be a snowflake, ready for a Christmassy card or a Christmas layout, or just anything else I wanted. But if you do it in different colours, it then makes a really pretty flower. Now the middle layer, now let's carry on folding for a bit. Now if you were to fold in all the directions, so fold it in half that way, in half that way, let's move that so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. And then in half that way and that way, you can then end up with a wonderfully scrunchy textured embellishment. Now this could, again, if you were to do it in white, be a snowflake, or in colours it could be a flower. So it looks really pretty on its own like that, just opened out slightly. Or you could do 2 or 3 of them, layer them up, make a flower. Or what I've done here, and this one was white because it was going to be a snowflake in my mind, sorry, just moving around my base piece of card for you, is I've done 3 of those and just stuck them together. Now those could sit straight on a card, straight on a scrapbook page, or actually you could hang it and actually have it hanging from your tree. But it doesn't have to be in white. Again, this one I've done 4, but what I've done is I've turned it into a 3D flower. So you can see that we could flatten one side and have it sitting on our page like that, lovely and textured, or on our card like that. There's the side view. Or you could keep it 3-dimensional and again suspend it from something. So there's lots you could do. You could keep adding another 2 or 3 in there and it would still be really pretty. Now the middle layer makes a very nice matten layer on its own. So here you can see I've just stamped the little holly leaf from Pines and Poinsettias in Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler onto the middle white layer. So you've then got your image pre-matted and layered, ready to go. Talking of which, the solid image makes a really nice matten layer. Here it is in Pool Party with a circle, which is a 1 1/4 circle in Concord Crush, and then a 1-inch circle in the white. So again, you could put any image on there, and you've got a really pretty layer and mat ready to go onto your card or scrapbook page. What else have I got to show you? You don't have to use them whole, you can cut into them. What I've started doing on this one, which is the middle layer, is turning into a little cross. So all I've done is taken my snips, cut down to the circle there and there, and actually we've got a bit of a twofer here. You've got a nice little cross that you could put behind something, but the bit you've cut out is also quite pretty, so you could use that. So that's just a few ideas on how you could use your Stampin' Up! Triple Layer Doily Punch. If you'd like to know any more, or if you'd like to see some projects, finished projects using this punch, please check out my blog www.feelingcrafty.blogspot.com, or go to the website www.feeling-crafty.co.uk. Thanks very much for watching. Bye!